Hello and welcome back. So let's talk about water towers. We can live without electricity, but we cannot live without water. Water is life itself. Many places around the world use water towers every day. In my view, if you can afford it, every house should think about having a water tower just in case of an energy or water shortage. So, what is a water tower? A water tower is an elevated building supporting a water tank constructed at a height sufficient to pressurize a distribution system for water and to provide emergency storage for fire protection. Water towers are able to supply water even during power outages because they rely on hydrostatic pressure produced by the elevation of water due to gravity to push the water into domestic and industrial water distribution systems. However, they cannot supply the water for a long period of time because a pump is typically required to refill the tower. A water tower also serves as a reservoir to help with water needs during peak usage times. The water level in the tower typically falls during the peak usage hours of the day, and then a pump fills back up during the night. This process also keeps the water from freezing in cold weather since the tower is constantly being drained and refilled. So, more on water towers is coming up right now. Here are some pictures of some water towers around the world. A water tower in Mondeville, Calvados in France, the Beaumont St. Louis and San Francisco Railroad water tank. Shooter's Hill Water Tower is a local landmark in London, United Kingdom. The mushroom-shaped concrete water tower in Helsinki, Finland was built in the 1970s. It is 52 meters high or 171 feet high and can hold around 12,000 cubic meters or 420,000 cubic feet of water. The Michelin Zuid Water Tower in Belgium is 143 meter high or 469 feet high, and it is combined water and telecommunication tower constructed in 1978. The Chicago Water Tower is the city's most familiar and treasured landmark. The use of elevated water storage tanks has existed since ancient times in various forms, and the modern use of water towers for pressurized public water systems developed during the mid-19th century as steam pumping became more common and better pipes that could handle high pressures were developed. In certain areas, such as New York City in the United States, smaller water towers are constructed for individual buildings. A variety of materials can be used to construct a typical water tower. Steel and reinforced concrete are most often used, with wood, fiberglass, or bricks, incorporating an interior coating to protect the water from any effects from the lining material. The reservoir in the tower may be spherical, cylindrical, or an ellipsoid, with a minimum height of approximately 6 meters or 20 feet and a minimum of 4 meters or 13 feet in diameter. A standard water tower typically has a height of approximately 40 meters or 130 feet. So, the pressurization occurs throughout the hydrostatic pressure of the elevation of the water. For every 10.2 centimeters or 4 inches of elevation, it can produce up to 1 kilopascal or 0.145 psi pound per square inch of pressure. And 30 meters or 98.4 feet of elevation can produce roughly 300 kilopascal or 43.5 psi of pressure, which is enough pressure to operate and provide for most domestic water pressure and distribution system requirements. So the height of the tower provides the pressure for the water supply system, and it may be supplemented with a pump. The volume of the reservoir and diameter of the piping provide and sustain the flow rate. However, relying on a pump to provide pressure is expensive, and to keep up with varying demand, the pump would have to be sized to meet peak demands. Very high volumes and flow rates are needed when fighting fires for fire protection. Using wireless sensor networks to monitor water levels inside the tower allows municipalities to automatically monitor and control pumps without installing and maintaining expensive data cables. Architects and builders have taken varied approaches to incorporate water towers into the design of their buildings. On many large commercial buildings, water towers are completely hidden behind an extension of the facade of the building. Water towers are common in most places around the world, and especially in Asia and in Africa. Water towers are often regarded as monuments of civil engineering. Alternatives to water towers are simple pumps mounted on top of the water pipes to increase the water pressure. This new approach is more straightforward, but also more subject to potential public health risk. If the pump fails, then the loss of water pressure may result in entry of contaminants into the water system, and most large water utilities do not use this approach given the potential risks. So, in New York City, millions of people use water towers located above tall buildings. These tanks provide a water supply that is available even during blackouts. They also complement the pumping systems, which would require a very high capacity to serve high-rise buildings by themselves. Water towers provided a convenient solution in New York City, considering the large number of tall buildings. You can learn more about water towers online. You can also learn at newyorkengineers.com. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.